Hello and welcome to Benjafield and Baker, and welcome to episode 2 of Nav in Training. Now, in the first episode I did say that I was going to take you along for the ride and show you as much as I could, but to be honest, it's not been easy sort of doing any kind of filming in the lead up to the events, mainly because my head is just so focused on us actually, well, finishing the rally and making it to breakfast. I can't actually film the actual event, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and put some pieces together over the next few episodes in this series so you can see really what it's all about. This is going to be one of my last opportunities to actually say this, but I'm going to say it now. I am currently leading the Novice WAMC Road Rally Championships. Now, how ridiculous is that for just some dickhead having a go? You know, it might be because I'm having to run an expert class and my driver has actually got a clue what's going on. He might be dragging me along, but I've still got to work out the route, I've still got to get it on the map, and I've still got to guide us around the actual route itself. So I think that I'm going to take that all the way to the bank. Now, the reason why this is probably my last opportunity to tell you this information is because the next round I'm actually going to have to miss, because I'm on a very delayed honeymoon with my wife, which I think is a good enough excuse. But my driver Jamie is actually going to be doing the event with somebody else navigating for him, which is pretty cool. And I imagine because the nav he's using is a pretty good nav, he's probably going to get a half decent result as well. But be that as it may, I am absolutely loving every single second that I'm spending in the rally car, plotting out the route. You know, it's just such a great thing. The sport itself just seems to be one of those hush things that if more people knew about it and more people are involved in it, then let's be honest, we could just take over the country with just rallying every night. It'd be perfect, wouldn't it, really? But what I thought I'd do for you in the second episode is start off where one of the first things I learned about navigating was just really how to read a map and how to understand what on earth is going on. And so, like I said, today I'm going to do that. I'm going to try and do a bit of a voiceover. I'll try and put like the map on one side of the screen and then what you'll be able to see in front of me now on the GoPro on the other side of the screen. I'm going to try and talk you through sort of what's what on the map, what you can use as little reference points so you can pinpoint where you are on the road itself, and just generally make your life easier if you're interested in navigating for road rallies or that kind of thing. Again, I'm going to repeat that quick disclaimer. I am not an expert in this field in any way, shape or form. I don't claim to be. I'm just sharing my experiences with you. So I'm sure there's probably a lot of navigators that might watch this video that will absolutely cringe because I haven't got all my facts perfectly straight. But I'm sure you'll be happy to correct me on that. But for anybody else that's thinking about getting into navigating, if this helps you even slightly, then it's totally worth doing. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is spin around the camera. I'm going to take you on a little, well, I'm not going to rip through the lanes because they're in the landy, but I'm going to take you on a drive through the lanes and I'm going to try and voice over some of those important pieces of information that would be useful for the driver. So stay tuned, see what comes up next. Okay, so we're parked in this little lay-by here, which I've labelled as TC2S. As we're pulling out of there, you can see there's a nice long straight section here, and then it's left, 90 left, not straight on, because you can see it goes on the map, it looks like it goes straight on. In the night time, it might actually look like the road goes that way, so it's important that I make it clear to Jamie that it's 90 left. So there we go, so there's the 90 left, and it's a shorter section of road before it goes 30 right. Now I can see there's a driveway and a farm. Now there's not actually one there anymore, but the map still shows it. You can just about see a gateway on the left, there you go. Then the road comes back round to the left, then we're crossing a railway line, slot right. So the corner on here, it's a nice long corner, doesn't look like anything major, but we're looking for a slot right. So we're going to go over the bridge, over the railway line again, and then slot right 90. So it's a 90-degree corner, slot in right. And then again you can see on the map there, it's fairly long, sweeping left, but it's nothing major. So as you look up at the screen there, you can see that the road's pretty much flat out if you needed to make up a bit of time. The first major issue is this section here. So that is what you're going to be looking for. You're going to warning the driver that there is sort of a 40 left or whatever coming up. It's quite hard to manage to look between the screens and see exactly where I am and describe it. So you can see there's your left turning. It doesn't look like anything major in real life either. And then it switches back towards the right. Now, you're looking for PC5, and you know full well it's after this left-hand bend, which is fairly sharp. So you're going to be talking your driver through what's coming up. If you're telling him about this left, then you've got to tell him you're going to be coming on to PC5. So let's say that long left-hand bend, PC5, happens to be in the entrance to the dog's home. So we've come out of that long turn. I'm going to give him a distance for this far, and then PC5. I think I stopped to let a van through or something. So we'll say that's where I'm looking to get the signature. So the dog's home is just there. So I'm going to pull in. There it was. So the next point of reference for me is this hotel. I might be able to see it from the road, but I might just be able to see a sign or anything like that. The road goes downhill, and then, sorry, the pencil's right in the way of the camera. So it goes downhill and off towards the right. And there's a sign for the hotel. Again, so I'm coming up, you can see the road's going right, and then I'm going to slightly left, past the entrance to the farm on the left, and a slot left. So my sort of reference points are going to be here. So where's that slot? So there's a driveway on the left, which is going to be the first farm, and then a slot on the left hand side, which we're going to ignore as well because we're going this way. We're going to be going slightly right, and then as the road goes back to the left there, it's got a nice straight section again before this nasty looking bend. There's a footpath that goes off to the left. So you're coming into the trees. Trees aren't marked on the map there. But there's that nasty right coming up. And then I can see a driveway on the map here to an old farm. Well, it's not an old farm on the map, but it's an old farm in real life. Then there's another building. And then TC2F, I'm going to say, is when I come into the 30. I can't remember if I actually stopped or not. There we go. So I come into the 30 and I come to a stop. That's where the clock ends. That's where the job's done. Well, I hope that came out all right and that you guys have got a slight better understanding of what you're supposed to do with a map for when you're navigating on a road rally. Episode 3 of Nav in Training will be out very soon. I'm actually going to go and film that tomorrow afternoon. I'll introduce you to Jamie, my driver. I'll introduce, well, not introduce you, but I'll show you the rally car that we're going to be using for this season. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about the rules and how accessible road rallying is. I'll probably forget all this, so don't quote me on it, but I'll do my best. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope that you're enjoying this series, Nav in Training. If you have any suggestions or questions or things you'd like me to try and explain, then please don't hesitate to leave a comment below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.